For most of us, trying to find positive ways to respond to life's challenges and overcome the obstacles that come our way as we work towards the things that are important to us is just part of the daily work we do. We try to put on a brave face and look on the bright side and be positive in situations that could steal from our joy. But does that mean that we should be avoiding all things negative? Should we be finding ways to counter sadness and negativity and shame and anger and park them away so that they don't get in our way? Hi, my name is Chantal. I'm a speaker, a teacher, a coach, and a mom, and I hope that this channel is serving as your inspiration for those ideas and thoughts that you can take and use to fashion whatever you decide the best version of your life should be. And today we're talking about embracing your dark side. And if you're familiar with this meme, then you may have encountered some of those people on platforms like Facebook or any social media spaces or even in person who, when you're talking about something you're feeling bad about or having a vent, will tell you to look at the bright side and it could be worse. The meme, of course, comes from the Netflix show Bird Box, wherein the protagonists have to avoid looking directly at the threat because it causes them to lose touch with reality and essentially lose their humanity. Is that what we're doing with emotion? If this concept seems contradictory to you, because we spend a lot of time talking about how we can positively approach challenge and how we can structure our habits to support the things that we're doing, then I'd invite you to consider this. We seem to be aware in the world of the tangible, where we're actually doing things, that not everything will go to plan. That's why we plan for those pitfalls, right? It's why we try to make sure that when the inevitable happens, we're equipped to respond to them. But for some reason, when we talk about emotions and how we respond to things on that level, we're encouraged to almost distance ourselves from anything negative. It's almost as though feeling sad or disappointed or angry is something shameful. Well, it's commonly accepted in psychology that wholeness is preferable to happiness if you're seeking to become a complete, holistic, well-adjusted human being. If there's one thing we've learned from practices like meditation, or even just from reading articles couched in psychology or human behavior, it's that technically there is no such thing as a bad emotion. The values we assign to emotions are largely just based on our innate desire to avoid suffering or discomfort. Nobody likes to sit in a moment of sadness. That even the things we view as negative emotions have something that they can teach us. For instance, anger can make us courageous or creative, and shame can even help us address behaviors that are not helping our relationships, make us respond and act differently. Sadness can drive us to seek connection with other people, and that is ironically what is deemed to be the biggest source of happiness for humans: connection. We see these concepts modeled so beautifully in the children's movie Inside Out. In a book titled The Upside of Your Dark Side, two psychologists described as Maverick, Todd B. Kashan and Robert Biswas-Dina, explore this concept a little further. They conduct a series of experiments which demonstrate that actively pursuing happiness actually decreases your happiness in the long term. In one of their exercises, participants were asked to rate their happiness while actively trying to increase it while listening to a popular piece of classical music, and were contrasted with a group that were just told to listen. At this point, I probably don't have to tell you that the people who just listened experienced deeper feelings of joy and a greater upliftment of their emotional state than those who were actively trying to work at it. So those little bits of cynicism and negativity that we experience as part of our everyday lives can actually serve to make us more whole, more responsive, more critically thinking individuals. So in all things then, friends, what we're actually seeking is balance and flexibility. Taking the example of meditation a little further, you recognize that those thoughts that kind of float through your head, you're not supposed to identify with or label. You're just going to let them go by. How would the world be different if we did the same thing with our emotions? So friends, I hope that today's video has given you some food for thought and helped you to perhaps embrace some of your dark side, because you know that you can find some useful lessons there, and it'll make you a wholer, more approachable person with more successful relationships and better capable of navigating your way through your challenges towards whatever your goals may be. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, leave a comment, share it with someone you think may enjoy it too. And until next time, stay balanced and stay safe. See you soon.